Hello again, and welcome back to session number 6. So, we spent quite a good deal of time in this session talking about the efficient frontier and the tangency portfolio. We've developed our algorithms for optimizing portfolios with an arbitrary number of securities. And we've also learned how to download data and put it together in a way that will be useful for our analysis. So now it's time to have a little bit of fun. So here is an example. Very interesting example because we are starting with a globally diversified portfolio, and let's take a look at how we can use our tool for seeing what would be the optimal location for it. So section 3.1 has a careful description on how to achieve the tangency portfolio. But here I'm gonna kind of extend a little bit the debate to look at how complete markets move the efficient frontier and how the efficient allocation or the optimal allocation changes as we add assets to our portfolio. So session 3.2 starts as usual with this section of clickable icons. These icons load our packages. We have packages for data handling for the optimal portfolios, which we already developed in the previous sections, and procedures for calculating optimal weights. So now, how about the data? So we put together a set of instruments in our portfolio. It's going to be 5 ETFs to keep things simple. We start with IBV, which is the S&P 500 iShares, EFA, which is Europe, Australia, and Far East iShares, EEM, which is the emerging markets iShares, LQD, which stands for investment grade bonds, and IYR corresponds for US REITs. Now, all the data is in an Excel file. So we load the Excel file here using the syntaxes that we have already explained before. And the two main items for our calculations will be to calculate the vector of mean returns. The data is monthly data, so we have monthly returns, and the always needed variance covariance matrix. So now let's go to our interface. This is a beautiful interface where we will be able to click what assets will go to our portfolio, and then we will take a look at what would be the different allocations of the portfolio, and we will look at what would be an optimal portfolio. Now, we start with a risk-free rate very close to 0, so the origin of what will be our tangency line starts at 0. And this is the efficient frontier for 5 securities, for all 5 of them, and this is the current allocation. So let's start playing around with this. First, we need to find the market line, the securities market line. So we need to get to a tangent to the efficient portfolio. So what we need to change is the relationship between mean and volatility. So we will start toggling with these until achieving a point of tangency. There we are, beautiful. Okay, here it is. So the optimal portfolio has to be somewhere around here. So we need to change our target returns to be in this neighborhood. So let's just move along this optimal frontier or efficient frontier, and voila. This should be our optimal allocation. So in order to understand what this is, so we go to this window, and we see that we are long the S&P, short Europe. It's pretty much flat. The emerging markets, large. We will go long the LQD, which is the investment grade bonds, and short real estate investment trusts. Quite interesting. Now let's look at what happens when we reduce the number of assets. Let's say that we are in a world without emerging markets. Well, Nothing much. If you notice, what emerging markets do with efficient frontier is that they kind of lift it a little bit, but they lift it in the section where volatility is high and returns are high. But since our optimal portfolios around here, well, our allocation is not changing that much. What if we get rid of this? Oh, well, at that point we see some changes in the shape of the efficient frontier, but also let's look at the optimal allocation. The optimal allocation when we don't have LQD will change. So let's adjust this a little bit. Okay, now the new tendency is there, and our target returns will move to this position. Again, we're going to be long IVV but short everything else. Quite interesting. Now, let's go to a world where there is no EEM, no IYR, and just IVV and IFA. Well, again, we will have not that much change, to be very honest, although our optimal portfolio will move more to the lower left section. So now, let's do a little bit of fun stuff. Let's keep LQD, let's keep IYR, let's get rid of IFA. Well, at this point we see some substantial change, right? Let's add emerging markets. So in that context, our efficient frontier will have to be somewhere around here. Voila. And then we will move to even lower returns right there. Well, in all our examples, apparently the winner is the S&P 500, and every once in a while we have also long positions for LQD, but well, they're interesting shorts for EEM and REITs. So well, these can be reproduced for more assets. I hope this has been fun, and we'll see each other in the next session. Have a good one, everybody.